guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So before we do head into our thoughts and feelings on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just heads up, we're probably definitely going to have some spoilers popping up in this video, so you have been warned. Stephanie, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what were your initial thoughts and feelings?
I enjoyed it. I liked the beginning episodes. It kind of sunk down those middle two episodes a bit. And picked back up at the end. But I enjoyed it, and I liked expanding on the characters.
Yeah, I really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier as well. Especially because of where Sam's character goes by the end, because he does become our new Captain America. I really liked Sam's journey, especially because, if we, we're heading into, if we head into another Captain America movie, I think I was always kind of like, I just don't know how I feel about Sam's Captain America, because I feel like we've just not spent enough time with him. So I really like that this show served as a way to really dig deeper into like Sam's character, especially to get you up to that moment when he does become the new Captain America. You know what I mean? So you do have more of a feel and a connection with him, and yeah, kind of the same with Bucky. I mean, we've had, I think, a little bit more character building with Bucky over the movies, I think more than Sam to some extent. But yeah, even Bucky, I liked all of the extended character work on him. It was much needed. I mean, it was just much needed for both Sam and Bucky, let's be real. I like to learn more about their characters, their backstories, their issues and traumas. Yeah, Sam apparently has a sister. He has a sister, he has nephews. I really liked learning all that stuff with Sam and Bucky, and yeah, just fleshing out more of them. It did what WandaVision did, WandaVision, I've never particularly cared that much about, Wanda and Vision. I always liked them, but I never really, it's like, oh, okay, I like, it's fine. But it's like, by the end of WandaVision, I was just in love with Wanda and Vision, as separate characters and as just their relationship and them being a couple, And yeah, it's like the same thing kind of happened for me with Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like, I really love Sam and Bucky now that it's like, I feel like I know them better, and got to spend a lot of time with them. But yeah, I mean, how would you kind of rank it there with WandaVision? Like, in terms of your enjoyment, did you like this more than WandaVision or less?
I don't know, the action stuff was more up my lane. That kind of was more appealing to me. Over WandaVision was more, I don't know,
character stuff?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like, I don't know. They're kind of the same to me. I mean, I don't think there's one that I would say I like better. I think they're just in the same category for me. Well,
I guess I guess for me, even though I still did really enjoy Falcon Winter Soldier, I think I'm still just in love with WandaVision, you guys.
I like WandaVision, but again, I'm not crazy about it. And of course, Falcon the Winter Soldier, I really enjoyed it, but I'm not like crazy. So like, to me, it's just they're both in the same category.
They're both, they both.
I both equally enjoyed them.
They both either way take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're both part of that same world, but it's like they both were doing different things, because WandaVision had it was more comedic, and it was using that sitcom thing. I think WandaVision had a very unique look and style and story that it was going for, and whereas I think Falcon Winter Soldier, it felt more like traditional Marvel, it felt like the movies more than WandaVision did, if that makes sense.
I liked the drama more of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I think overall, Falcon Winter Soldier, the show, overall, it's like it had some good things and some bad things, I suppose. I don't know. I guess we'll kind of hash out some of that. As far as like the good things for me, because it seems like you really were like all about the action. You liked all the action. Am I kind of getting that correct?
Yeah.
It's like, for me, I mean, I still liked a lot of the action stuff, but for me, what I was specifically enjoying the most was definitely more of the character stuff, even when that would be more slow and maybe drag the narrative
the character
down.
stuff. When I say it was slow, I mean the middle episodes were kind of like, I lost track of what was
going
doing.
on. Yeah, I'm kind of getting. Yeah, that's kind of where. That's where I'm getting.
I liked the character stuff. I liked all that, but the middle, all of a sudden, I was like, "What's going on?" Because I feel like we went to an area that was unnecessary.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm kind of getting to, because I think that first 1 or 2 episodes, especially, I love the character stuff, but then it is right there somewhere in the middle. I feel like episodes
kind of when they
3
met
and 4.
What's-His-Face, honestly, was when it was kind of like, huh?
But yeah,
Zemo.
Zemo.
Yeah, kind of when he showed up. It was kind of.
I love Zemo though.
I felt it's like I liked his stuff, and I like when they had like the good comedic timing of things. But like in terms of like where the story was going, I would have to watch it again because I feel like because I mean for me personally anyway, I have trouble sometimes following something the first time I watch it.
You need a repeat viewing to be like, oh, okay, I'm getting it now.
I'm usually a second-time viewer because
for things to make sense and click for you.
Because I think my brain just gets overloaded.
Yeah, that's kind of where some of my
things are flashy, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's where some of my problems with the show came in because I was following episodes 1 and 2 really good.
Yeah,
and then it was right there with 3 and 4. It's like even though I still like the episodes, I did have a bit of trouble with following the plot a little bit because they started throwing in a lot of stuff. They started throwing in a lot of like names.
Because why did they go to that town or country? I don't even know where
was it Mandrapore?
Where Zemo
is that where's that place called Mandrapore?
Yeah.
Well, because Zemo is from
was it just to get him? Was that it? Just to get him?
Well, they had a whole thing because there was a lot. There was a lot going on there with the Power Broker and Sharon Carter.
See, that was stupid.
Yeah, even right now, as you can see, we're both kind of struggling here because
I remember the first 2, and I remember the last.
Yeah, as you can see, as you're watching us here, as we're trying to talk out some stuff. Yeah, 3 and 4, it's kind of that's where the plot. There's so much going on. There's so much rapid stuff going on. It kind of, honestly, you're not going to like what I'm going to have to say, Stephanie, but it kind of made me think of the 3rd Star Wars movie. What's it called?
Rise of
Skywalker or whatever. It kind of made me think of how I felt about Rise of Skywalker, because Rise of Skywalker, even though I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker, the thing is, there's a lot going on. And sometimes there's just a little too much.
Why did we go here?
Yeah, sometimes there's just a little too much going on in Rise of Skywalker to the point that I was like, okay, wait, what are we doing again and why? And I kind of felt that way with episodes 3 and 4 of Falcon Winter Soldier. Maybe we're just slow. I don't know. Maybe we're just slow and stupid. I don't know, but
I understood like the stuff with the. What the heck are they called? Like I can't even remember like things.
Like
I do this with everything.
The Flag
so
Smasher?
It's not.
Are you talking about like the Flag Smashers?
I do this stuff with everything I watch. So it's not just these shows we're watching. I do this with every single thing I watch.
Like I said, sometimes we're repeat viewer people. Sometimes we got to repeat things to understand.
I give everybody a nickname, and then I can't remember what the heck they're actually called. Yeah, the Flag Smasher people. Like I understood what they were doing during those episodes.
Yeah,
but like I was just confused. Like, yeah, and the whole Power Broker crap, and I think I got lost during that stuff because I'm like,
as you can see, we were a little confused at episodes 3 and 4. Yeah, episodes 3 and 4. But yeah, I mean, aside from 3 and 4, I mean, there were things in 3 and 4 that I loved because I freaking loved Baron Zemo, you guys. Daniel Bruhl kind of stole the show in those 2 episodes, I feel like.
Or was he 3 episodes?
He was in about 3 or 4, something like that. But yeah, I loved Daniel Bruhl, you guys. Baron Zemo, here's the thing about Baron Zemo. He's in Civil War. In Civil War, he's not really given much time to be fleshed out as a villain in Civil War. And that's kind of a symptom of all the Marvel movies, aside from a couple of the villains, because, Loki gets a lot of time to flesh out and his character to develop, But Loki's kind of really the only one. Him and, like, Killmonger, they're probably the best Marvel villains in the movies. I'm not going to, don't get me started on like David Tennant from Jessica Jones, guys, because I still think David Tennant on Jessica Jones is the best MCU villain. But yeah, like Baron Zemo, he suffers from what many of the movie villains suffer from the MCU. they don't get enough time to be fleshed out, and you know, they come across as one-dimensional. You know, he was rather one-dimensional, I feel like, in that movie. So I liked, they gave him a little bit more depth in the show, which I liked, and he has a personality. I loved his personality. He has a great sense of humor. He's just really dry, you know. I loved it. His dancing. I love the dance. I love that dancing at wherever they were when they were dancing, you know, in the club. Oh, yeah. I loved it.
Wait.
A great meme that came out from the show.
I just had like a semi flashback. Did they go to that random place? I still don't know what's called.
Mandraport? Are you talking about Mandraport?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. If it's not
where
a real place, then I don't remember
It's a fictional place. Like where they all dressed up in disguise and they had like different names and aliases and whatnot, right? Where they met Sharon?
Yeah. They went there because they were trying to find the serum, right?
Something like that.
Super,
yeah, something like that.
Superhero syndrome.
It was something like that, Stephanie. I can't quite remember the details.
I did like that. I liked the stuff at the end of that episode. Or it's like I always liked the ending parts a lot of
of every episode
of all those things. Because then that's when we got to what we were doing.
How did you feel about Sharon Carter? I liked that we got a lot more Sharon Carter in this. I mean, it still wasn't that much. I don't know if you want me to say what I thought. It still wasn't that much more with Sharon Carter. But, you know, because the thing is, she was, you know, she was pretty much dropped off from the movies. You know, after Civil War, because all that stuff went down after Civil War and everyone kind of scattered. You know, and yes, she's been living away, essentially in exile, you know, dreaming of like, hey, I want to be accepted back into society again. You know, I don't want to be imprisoned for life.
Was it because of her choices?
Yeah, because of her siding, because you know how they kept saying her and Captain America, everybody, you know, she has sided with Captain America essentially, you know, because it's like the world was more on like Tony Stark's side almost, you know. So, I mean, I liked the additional stuff with Sharon Carter. I don't know if it was absolutely needed, you know? I feel like they could have, I don't know, I feel like they could have done without her character.
That's probably where I got confused.
I think they could have done without her character, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to sit and think, I mean, was her character absolutely totally necessary to some of the plot going on? You know, they could have spent more time with, like Carly, because I do feel like Carly at times kind of came across as one-dimensional, because her motivations, it's like, it was very one-sided, like, okay, I want this.
We needed more about.
Yeah, Carly, she was like this from start to finish. You know, she was never like, like up and down with her character. It was like, just like this. Her motivations and agendas, straight across the board. You know, and that kind of made her a little bit flat and one-dimensional to me. So it's like, I would have liked to have spent a lot more time with, like, Carly, maybe over, like, Sharon Carter or something. You know? Because then, yeah, like I said, we're getting into spoilers, you know, because when Carly dies at the end, I mean, she kind of just dies, and I didn't really feel much of anything when she died. You know? And I feel like the show wanted us to have that moment of, like, oh, you know, I feel bad for her, and it's like I didn't really feel anything for her, you know?
Yeah, because, like, I usually tend to watch certain shows, and even though you've got the bad person, and they've gotten people killed, I still, like, feel sympathetic.
You need to feel something.
Because I'm like, well, I mean, I was like, oh, she died, you know, but I was like, oh, man. Because, like, I didn't feel that, like, kind of, like, oh, yeah, that kind of sucks.
I definitely do want to talk about John Walker next, you guys, the new Captain America. I don't know about you, Stephanie, but he was seriously my favorite element.
I saw something
from the whole show.
On, was it Tumblr or Twitter or something, and it said, congratulations, the actor's name, was it Wyatt Russell?
Yeah, Wyatt Russell.
It said, congratulations for being so good at being bad that now the world hates you, like, as an actual human. And then it also had, like, Umbridge. I can't remember what other characters it had on there.
Professor Umbridge?
Yeah, Umbridge from Harry Potter.
How do you compare him to Professor Umbridge? Jeez.
I can't remember the other two people that were on there, but it was like how some people overreact, and just because there's a character, this actor plays a character that you really hate.
But it's just a character, but you're taking it out on the actor. You're taking it out on the actor.
People take it too seriously and, put it out on the actor.
Oh, I never felt that way.
I guess, like, maybe if they're going to run into him in the streets, which then I kind of didn't get, though, because I was like, I can't think of a reason. Why, just because he killed somebody? Like, I don't see a reason why people are putting him in that category of...
I never like hated him or saw him as the villain. That's just it.
Yeah.
He was never
Now,
the villain.
We probably will be seeing him.
He
we
might,
will
yeah,
be
he
later
might become,
thinking he's the villain.
Yeah, he might become more of a villain.
During this show, I wasn't thinking, oh my god, I hate him so much.
Yeah, I never felt that. Maybe this is just me. I don't know.
It was some weird, stupid side of the internet.
I love the character John Walker, the new Captain America. He was seriously, aside from like Sam and aside from Sam and Bucky, John Walker, I think he seriously stole the show from me. I loved his character. I think he had the richest character growth and development going on. You know, because he starts off, he's a war hero, and people look at him and think, oh, here's this great war hero. He has all sorts of medals and honors, and of course he's perfect for Captain America. You know, I love how he starts there, and he feels such a great, like, weight and responsibility with that name and title of Captain America. You know, he's trying to live up to everything Steve Rogers upheld, and he's struggling with that, you know, that responsibility, and yeah, when Lamar gets killed, he just snaps, you know? And yeah, I love that moment. It's a brutal, graphic moment. They don't even show anything. Whatever he does to that one guy from the Flag Smashers or whatever, decapitates him or whatever.
I don't think he decapitated him because like his body
whatever
was still together.
Yeah, whatever
I think
he did.
He just really like pretty much dug
whatever
hole into his chest.
He did to that guy, I mean, they don't show it, but it comes across as very brutal and violent. And then, yeah, you see the shield, blood dripping off of that shield, and you've never seen blood on Captain America's shield. You know, Captain America, Steve Rogers, no matter the situation, he never let his anger provoke him. You know, to the point of such graphic violence, because that's what this whole freaking show is about. The whole show is about the legacy of Captain America, essentially, and who gets it and who deserves it, and how people use that title and use that shield. Because yeah, John Walker, he's feeling so angsty and responsible about the whole thing and not sure how to cope with it, and yeah, he goes down this really dark, violent path, you know, and Sam, it's like Steve knew all along Sam was the right choice. And, you know, Sam the whole time was like, no, I don't want it, you know, I have my own reasons why I don't want it, and you totally understand his point of view why he doesn't want it. But it's like at the end of the day, Sam was always the right and perfect choice.
Because like Sam was in the military too, right? Sam and so was John, but I forget his name. But I think, you know, everybody in the military has different outlooks on things in life, and yeah, it's like Sam had a completely different outlook on how things were compared to how John did.
All things,
yeah. It's talking about not liking episode 3 and 4 too much. I think it was just episode 3 really. Because now that I think about it, 4 was...
Because 4 was John's episode, right?
Yeah.
And it led up to that brutal death.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, 4... I think episode 4 is seriously my favorite episode.
I think, honestly, yeah, it was just episode 3.
Maybe it's episode 3 we're thinking about,
I was getting confused. I think I was thinking all that stuff with, like, Lamar getting killed was episode 5, but no, that was 4 going... So, yeah, I think it was just 3.
Maybe, I think episode 3... I don't know what it was about episode 3, but yeah, that episode was rough.
But, yeah, I really liked that whole... Like, because I like just that whole thing with him getting the serum. And it was Sam, and he was like, what did you do? Because all of a sudden, like, he's, like, taking people out and stuff, and he realizes that something's not right.
Yeah.
I just liked all that stuff, and getting to poor Lamar getting killed. Yeah. I liked their buddy bro relationship,
Lamar and John?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they were Sam and Bucky. They liked each other. Lamar and John got along better than Sam and Bucky ever did.
Because they actually, because it was supposed to be they were with each other overseas and stuff all the time too. So yeah, they had a stronger relationship. And, I liked that a lot.
Speaking of Sam and Bucky and their dynamic and relationship, you know, I like that it's not like totally buddy. You know, it kind of builds up that.
It's like a forced buddy because we have to go save the world.
Yeah, they're reluctant buddies. They're reluctant buddies from the entire thing. And you know, the thing is, even by the very end, it's still not, by the end, they're still not like totally buddy.
But they're building up to
it. They've worked up to that and built up to it, so it can continue to go somewhere further down the line. You know, because I loved how they, it's like, you know, we tolerate each other, we respect each other, but, yeah, I mean, they each had their own different relationship with Steve, you know, and how they see that legacy of the name of Captain America, you know. And yeah, Bucky's he's just irritated with Sam, like, dude, why didn't you take the damn shield, you know? And Sam's like, well, why can't you understand why I don't want to take it, you know? So yeah, I loved their relationship, the whole show, because it's not instantly like they're buddies, you know. I love that gradual development, because it felt more believable and natural, you know. And yeah, kind of going back to the Flag Smashers. Is that what they're called, Flag Smashers? I feel like I'm giving them the wrong name.
Yeah,
I really like kind of that whole thing. I wish it would, like I said, I wish Carly would have been better developed, and I kind of wish that whole thing would have been better developed with the Flag Smashers, because it was an interesting idea and premise. You know, people who, it's like, hey, you know, Thanos snapped the world and we lost billions and billions of people, but even though that was terrible, the thing is the world was better. You know, that was kind of their view. You know, we want to go back to how that world was, instead of it being overpopulated and all this drama and all this hypocrisy, you know. It's like, I understood that to some extent, their motivations and reasoning. I just wish that had been better developed.
Well, also because they were trying to stop that bill, which was, I guess it was supposed to be after people were snapped away.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years was it?
5 years, yeah.
So people started, like, migrating around?
Yes.
So, like, is that what it's supposed to be? That people migrated and now they were trying to move everybody out from each country that didn't belong there? Because,
And, like, put them in one specific location, something like that?
Well, no. Like, go back to your area.
Okay.
Like, go back to your country.
Okay.
Like, that is that what it? That's what I thought that bill was. That it was?
Now you got me all messed up. Now I'm trying to remember if that's what was going on.
I thought that's what that bill was. Was that people now, because years had went by, people just kind of started migrating to wherever the heck they wanted to go, because there was nobody to stop them really, because there wasn't really no borders. There wasn't enough people anyway to control, like, who went in and out of countries.
Because I think that's what they were, Flag Smashers were saying. They're saying, because, yeah, the world went in a certain direction. There were no more borders, essentially, because there was hardly any population left.
Yeah.
I guess, something like that.
I mean, unless I read into that wrong.
Now you got all that going. I'm sitting here trying to think out.
I thought that's what that bill was
that
about.
What's going on now? I don't know.
Hey, we've got all these people now who showed up after the blip.
Yeah, 5 years later.
And now millions and millions of people have shown back up. Oh, because they were saying now people were coming back.
Yeah.
Who were re-snapped. They were coming back, and there were people in their homes.
Okay, that's what. That's what was kind of going on as well.
But I mean, wasn't it also a thing about kind of a border thing?
Yeah.
Like, because people were coming from all over the place.
Yeah.
And people, I'm not just talking about the U.S., I'm talking about the
whole
entire
world, the whole globe,
because
that was a big part of it, that people vanished for 5 years. So
people are like, hey, well, somebody's not in this home. I might as well take it.
The world still moved on. You know, the world still moved on in those 5 years. And so the people come back, and it's kind of like, well, what are their rights now? You know, I think that's kind of it. What are their rights now that they've come back? Because those people were all kind of, I think they were all, like, deemed, like, legally dead. You know?
Like, could you imagine, like, all these people were already confused when they got snapped back in.
Because didn't Ant-Man at some point make some sort of joke? I'm trying to remember if it was one of the Ant-Man movies or something. Or something, I can't remember. Ant-Man made something, like, somebody made a joke about, my wife has been gone for 5 years. She got snapped out of existence. And so there's, like, that legal thing of divorce. You know, in the meantime, I've remarried, you know, like, I can't remember what movie that was. I swear somebody did something in one of the movies, and they were like, oh, I got married, but then my wife came back, you know, and I thought she was dead this whole time, but I've been remarried for like 3 years for somebody else, you know. So, yeah, the show was kind of dealing with a lot of that stuff. You know, people who've been gone for 5 years, they were kind of deemed legally dead in some extent, but yeah, now it's like their rights, you know, what are their rights? Yeah, they want to go back and get their homes that were theirs, but somebody else is now living in their homes.
Yeah, could you imagine? Because they were already freaked out when they came back.
Yeah.
Because
you come back and it's like, oh my God, who's this?
Somebody's not there.
Yeah.
You know, depending on where they were. Like, for example, the girl on WandaVision.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica. She woke up in the hospital.
Her
Or she
mom's
snapped
dead.
back in the
Yeah, her
hospital.
mom's dead.
Her mom's not there. And then she probably went home, and who knows, there could have been
Who's living in
some
her house?
complete strangers in
Yeah.
her house. Or
Like, this is- yeah.
her car was gone, all of her belongings.
Yeah, all my
gone.
belongings, the
Like,
things that
where-
belong to my mom.
Where do you start after
Yeah,
that?
where do you start? Yeah, because that's what a lot of the show was dealing with. That's what I've been enjoying about these shows. Post snap, if you will. they're exploring.
It's like they're trying to fill in on what happened.
Yeah, they're trying to fill in those gaps about what happened post snap. And it's a lot of really real world heavy material that the movies obviously can't really dig too much into because you don't have time to in the movies. So I've been really liking that exploration. What are people's rights now, and how are they coping and grieving, and who's thriving and who's struggling during all of this chaos,
Yeah, because somebody who, just think if there was like people on the streets, like a homeless person, they didn't get snapped, and now they've probably found success in this time
in the chaos
because they could have ended up in somebody's home, but then also then there's still jobs. Now all these jobs have been like wiped out because there ain't nobody there to film. So like somebody down low could all of a sudden be like doing fantastic for themselves.
I think in general the show was trying to tackle a lot when you think about it. It was only 6 episodes. The show was only 6 freaking episodes, and it was trying to tackle a lot. But I think it did the best that it could, and as naturally as it could, because there's a lot of commentary going on in the show. Because you're dealing with border issues, you're dealing with race issues, you're dealing with American hypocrisy issues. The show is tackling a lot, but I think it all flowed together rather naturally, and I don't think anything ever felt like preachy, I think the most preachy thing was probably Sam's final speech when he's on the news. When he's fully unveiled, like, hey, I'm the new Captain America. The most preachy thing probably was his speech, but at the same time, it's like he was just stating like cold hard facts, like, hey, I'm the new Captain America, I'm going to give you my opinion, you're going to listen to me. And that's kind of the sad thing, unfortunately. It's like what he's saying is all true, all the hypocrisy, but realistically the people in power, they're going to listen to you right then and there, but then it's like, oh, okay, we're just going to move on to whatever.
They're not going to listen to
they're not really they're not going to listen. But it's the point that he was there on news. He was there on the news, and the people who agree with him, and that's where the change and difference will come in, more so than from the higher up people and whatnot.
And then they also had that little thing that was one of the cops, when they had some of the flag smashers as prisoners, and they put them in that vehicle, and when the guy said one world, one people.
Yeah, one world, one people.
And it was a police officer, but it wasn't one of them in disguise, like how they were doing.
It was
earlier.
someone who believed in what Carly's message was. Yeah. So
but then it blew up.
So even though Carly is dead by the end of the show, and
she
quite a number,
she made her stance.
Even though Carly and quite a number of her people are dead, the thing is, her message and what she was trying to get out, it got out there, and it's out there in the public. So I think we're going to still continue to see threads of that as we get deeper into probably the shows more than anything, more so than the movies. People who still believe in that, like, hey, post snap was great, or pre snap post snap was great, and we don't want to go back to what Tony Stark did and bringing everyone back. We hate that. Okay, we should probably spend enough time talking about this. Seriously, there was a lot to talk about. We've not even really covered a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in this show. But the takeaways. Sam and Bucky were great. I liked learning more about them and their issues and traumas. It was great seeing Sebastian Stan with short hair again. And those clothes. Hallelujah. Thank you for sexy Bucky, you guys. So yeah. 70, final thoughts. Scale of 1 to 10 Mickey ears. How would you rate Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Give it a 9.
A 9? What did I give WandaVision?
I don't know.
I gave WandaVision a 9. I gave WandaVision a 9. I think Falcon and Winter Soldier, because for me, I personally really highly enjoyed WandaVision. That was my favorite. Like I said, I still enjoyed Falcon Winter Soldier, but I think I would still probably give that an 8. And yeah, if they have another season, like, you know, even if it's 5 years from now, that'd be great. That's kind of how they've designed these.
Be like, great, I really don't remember what happened.
That's kind of how they've designed these shows, that they don't need to be running series. If they want to come back to them like 5-10 years later down the road, they could do that, you know? They don't have to be running shows. Yeah, enjoyed the show. It had some bumpy patches there in the middle, I think, but still some really enjoyable highlights, enjoyable characters. I love the growth and development of Sam and Bucky, more Zemo. Yes, I would love more Zemo in the future. I definitely need more John Walker. We didn't even touch on Julia Louis-Dreyfus. You guys, that was kind of interesting. I'm curious where that whole thing is gonna go. I'm not familiar with the comics with her, but apparently she's some big comic person. But yeah, Stephanie, do you have any other thoughts? Or is that it?
I'm gonna miss Falcon's old outfit.
Oh, Stephanie is all about Falcon's uniform.
I'm a little disappointed. There's too much. I don't like the white silver coloring of his outfit. I like the, like, was it mainly just black and red?
Yeah.
I liked that.
Well, he's Captain America now, so it's all red, white, and blue. But yeah, the white is like really in your face on his costume.
It is, and I like the red and black better.
Yeah.
So miss.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just glad
the wings were cool. I really liked the wings.
That was my concern. If he was to become the new Captain America, I was
like, no, he's the Falcon.
Yeah, I was like, he's the Falcon, though. I love the wings, and I'm glad that they incorporated the wing. I'm glad they incorporated the wings with the new Captain America look, though, because it gives him a bit more of an edge. Yeah, because he's still human at the end of the day.
He needs something to,
you know,
then he encases himself.
Yeah, he's still human, and he's still very much mortal. You know, he don't have no super soldier serum running in him, so I'm glad they still incorporated those wings, you know, and it's like, now he's like an eagle, an American eagle now.
No, he's not the Falcon.
He's not the Falcon, he's like, yeah, we'll call him the Eagle. We'll call him the Captain America Eagle. Oh, Lord.
He has progressed from a Falcon
to an eagle. Oh, Lord. You know, Bucky needs a uniform. He just has that middle arm, but still, I love all the other.
He can get some sweet black wings. He can be the Raven.
No, he's the, what is he, the White Panther? Or White Wolf? Is that what they call him? The White Wolf? We didn't even talk about making a surprise appearance in the show. Seriously, guys, there's just too much going on in the show. We're already like half an hour in. Okay, is that it, Stephanie? Yeah. Okay, you guys. So we didn't cover a lot of stuff. Seriously, there's way too much to dive into, because I still had a lot of thoughts about John Walker, you guys, and we had to move on. That's how much I loved him. So that's it for our thoughts and feelings on Falcon and Winter Soldier. In the comments below, feel free to talk about spoilers with us, and we'll have a conversation with you. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.